5 months, 4 countries, 2 people, 2 dogs, and 1 American RV. Welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, we're Michael and Fern. We ditched the 9 to 5, sold our house and all of our belongings to travel full time in an American RV with our 2 dogs, Max and Jet. In this video, we're recapping our entire Europe trip, where we went, what we loved, and what we wouldn't do again. We also answer your most frequently asked questions like how we stayed longer than 3 months, how much it really cost, and if we'd still choose a big motorhome knowing what we know now.
How did we stay in Europe for longer than 3 months?
This is probably one of the most asked questions that we get, and obviously since Brexit it is like one of the major concerns when people are wanting to go abroad because they don't want to be limited by that 90 days. So yeah. We were also in this position when we first started planning our Europe trip and we had no idea what we were going to do. And then a couple of people mentioned to us about the French temporary long stay visa. Yeah. So we did end up swithering whether to apply to it or not, or whether to go to Morocco, but we did end up applying for it in the end.
So basically how the French long stay visa works, it's not too bad to actually apply. The requirements are pretty low to get it. They do make you feel like a bit of a criminal when you are applying, but after that they accept it. It's a pretty easy process, to be honest. You need to go to one of the places. I think London is the main one, and that allows you to stay for 180 days in France. Now you can leave France. You don't have to stay inside France because you've obviously still got your Schengen zones, and there is no passport control between France, Spain, Portugal, Italy. So you're not having to get your passport stamped, which is obviously what kind of flags that up. So you can, go in, spend your 6 months in France and then do another 3 months outside France, or you can go into France, then leave, then come back. And we went in and came back from Spain and there was never any problems at all. So I would highly, highly recommend, if anyone is thinking about it, then do it, because it works. That
being our first time going to Europe, it would have been like an extra stress having to think about then going to Morocco, dealing with all the different things of going out of Europe. So yeah, it was really good applying to that.
And if you voted Brexit, you're a dafty, just to let you know.
When you're travelling around full time in an RV and going to off-grid park-ups, you sometimes have to be okay without showering for that day, but you certainly do not want to be smelling like it. For this video, we are so happy to partner with Wild, as these were the only products that we used on our full 5 months trip through Europe. We actually switched from regular deodorant to Wild over 4 years ago now. The main reason for that was becoming aware of the toxic chemicals that are in most of our deodorants and everyday personal care products that we're putting on our bodies. All Wild products are completely natural, cruelty-free and refillable. They come with an aluminium case and compostable refills, allowing them to be easily changed. We made sure we were completely stocked up for our full trip that we were away, which is another thing I love about how small and compact these refills are, because it makes storing them in an RV incredibly easy. Wild have very kindly given us a discount code to share with you guys, which gives you 20% off of the whole website. If you do want to give Wild a try for yourself, you can either scan the QR code on screen just now, use our code FREEDOM, or click the link in the description. The discount will only be valid for a limited time, so make sure you don't miss out on saving yourself some money. Where would we like to go back to / where was our favourite place? Okay, so for me, it's so hard to literally think of one place because the whole trip was just amazing and all the different places are good for different reasons. I would say in terms of a favourite campsite, it was probably Castillo al Malaga, just because we spent the most amount of time there, probably for both of us, right?
Yeah, definitely for me.
We spent the most amount of time there. I think we were there for about 2 months in the end, and it wasn't necessarily the facilities of the campsite or like that it was the best, most amazing campsite. It was literally just like the vibe of it, how we felt so at home there. We made friends with so many people and it was just lovely. Like the site in general was just really nice, wasn't it?
So good. Obviously shout out to Don and Carlos and Marseille.
Yeah, and of course we got to stay in the castle, which if you've not seen the castle video, then definitely go check that out.
But as you say, like Malaga is actually one of my favourite places just because it's so convenient. Like you've got the airport where you can get to like anywhere and it's quite cheap flights. You've got beautiful beaches, the city, the little town vibe, and the mountains as well. It's like it's got everything. It's one of those places that hits all the kind of points. It was definitely one of my favourite.
I don't even think we like explored much of the Malaga area. Like we actually got a hire car whilst we were in Malaga, and we could have had the opportunity to go so many more places, but we actually just stayed. Yeah, we stayed mostly around the campsite and like into the town, but if we went back, there's loads more places that we could explore.
Yeah, it's massive.
So, and it's really good being near an airport like Malaga, where it's very easy to get back to the UK if need be, so we like that as well.
Yeah, 100%. Another one of my favourite places was El Palmar. I don't know if much of you remember that area, but it was like a little surf town. That was where we kind of learned to surf, and it was just unbelievable. Like it's so basic. There's nothing really there. There's just like surf shops, nice little cafes and restaurants, and the scenes and the vibes were just amazing. Like sunset, beautiful sunset every single night.
The most amazing sunsets there.
Yeah.
So just being so close to the beach as well that you could walk like 2 minutes from the RV to get to the beach to see the sunset every single night.
Like that's when life was at its peak, because we would like wake up. Like first thing, wake up in the morning, go surfing, do like a surf lesson, come back, do some work, then go out at night time, get some food, a few drinks.
Yeah,
perfect lifestyle.
I feel like that week that we were there felt like a holiday. Like that felt like we chilled out when we were at El Palmar.
We're still working, but it was just amazing.
I would like to go back there in the summer months, because when we were there it was obviously winter, so a lot of the places were shut along like the front. Like there was only certain places that were open, so it would probably be a completely different experience in the summer. But actually I don't think they surf in the summer.
Nah,
it's only during the winter. So, maybe just the winter for us. Question 3 is, what country did we prefer the most?
Spain.
No hesitation.
No.
Spain.
So that's what it is, man. Just so far. Like, I think hopefully there's more countries in contention, but Spain's culture, the people, I loved like learning Spanish and trying to speak Spanish as well. That was like a big thing for me. So, everything about it was just so good. I could appreciate it, and Portugal was amazing. I feel like
we went to, like, obviously we spent a tiny bit of time in France because we were trying to get to the sun. We spent majority of the time in Spain, and then like the time in Portugal was kind of tainted by the fact that it was raining a lot of the time. Yeah. So I feel like Spain did get a better shout, but we did enjoy the culture and the general like vibe of Spain more than Portugal.
Before we went to Spain, I was like, you've got that perception of only going on holidays, and there's like, you maybe go to one wee town in Spain. Well, like that was what kind of I grew up like anyway. Yeah. But see, if you do go and you're thinking that like, Spain's alright, but you just kind of been to resorts and beach sides, go into the towns, go into the places where nobody speaks English, and it's amazing. Like that's where the true gold is in Spain, I believe, is those kind of wee bits where it's not too mainstream, not too expat, and it's just like proper Spain.
Yeah, that's the bits we preferred, like the small town vibes.
Yeah, just beautiful. Question 4, how much money should you budget, especially for tolls and travel?
So obviously this completely depends on how you're going to live your lifestyle. It's much easier in like Europe to just find free park ups, live much more cheaply than the UK. Yeah. Because it was our first time going, we sort of treated the start of it like a holiday, so we're not even gonna go into the budget of that, because that would just be, we don't want to know. But I did add up the toll prices. I mean, the most expensive tolls that we saw were in France, so that came to £110 on the way like through France. So from St Malo down to the north of Spain was £110, which I don't actually think is bad, considering those roads were like so smooth and it was amazing. Yeah. And then in the rest of Spain, like the tolls in Spain are very cheap, and in Portugal I don't think we paid a single toll.
No, the tolls were stopped.
Hardly any tolls in Portugal. There was maybe a couple going over the bridge.
Like £1 in Lisbon. €1.80 or something.
Yeah, they were so cheap in Spain and Portugal. So
I think they were turned off though. There was like a thing, because they do have tolls in Portugal, but when we were there for some reason, and you can let us know this, they were
All the signs were like scrubbed out,
Yeah,
so
like deactivated.
we were worried in case we were gonna get like a charge when we came home, but we've not had anything yet. So
I know.
fingers crossed
That's a
it's
good
not
point.
coming through.
We didn't have a parking ticket or anything. Brilliant.
Are we more happy now as a couple living this life compared to when we lived in a house? We're just blank.
Yeah, like
100%.
No,
100% we are.
because we were happy in the house. But it's like, well, it's like you change your surroundings, then you change your lifestyle, then it changes you. So, like by leaving the house, we weren't as happy individually. Like as a couple, we were great, but individually and like your surroundings, then we weren't as happy. So obviously, the better your surroundings and your experiences and things are, the happier you get. So therefore, yeah, we're both like a lot happier. But no, it's not like
I think we've said this before. Like, if you're not happy as a couple living in a house, then moving into a van is not going to make you happier as a couple. Like, you need to sort that out. But I would say, since we did sell the house and get the van, like this has been like such an amazing adventure that it's been unreal. Like we have been happier because we love living our lifestyle in this way.
Yeah.
So we are happier. But that's also due to work that we've done on ourselves.
Yeah.
Like out with living in a van. So yeah, it's due to the way that we're living, but that partly is because of living in a van. And people did say to us at the start, like, oh, that's going to really test your relationship living in such a small space, and like that's not going to be good. Living together, working together. Not at all. Like we love each other's company, being together, being out in nature. So
and
it's
to be
perfect.
honest, like it's not a van. It's like a big RV, so
Yeah.
we've got like a bedroom at the back, doors you can shut, and do you know what I mean? So
we've had a couple nights where we've been like, right, you go in the
going to the
bedroom,
living room,
I'll go in the living room, shut the door, get a bit of peace,
so
or like.
maybe it is different in a wee van, but.
And there has been times where you've been like, okay, I'm going to the gym, or I'm going out, or doing this, and we'd just do our own separate things. So yeah, it's just getting that balance between spending time and having your own separate things.
So next question is, how do you travel to Europe with dogs?
Okay, so some people think this is like a really scary, like big process, and I think before you do it, it can appear that way, but it's actually pretty simple. So the main thing that you need to get is an animal health certificate from the UK for going out there, and in order to get that, you need to have rabies vaccines. That's like the main requirement, and make sure that all their other vaccines are up to date. And then once you're in Europe, that animal health certificate lasts for 4 months. So if you're going to be staying for longer than 4 months, then you can get it changed in Spain to a pet passport.
Yeah.
And I think I heard the other day that they are bringing them back in the UK soon.
May not be for a good while though.
If anyone's heard about that, then you can leave us a comment down below, but I'm not sure.
They do make it more difficult. It's like more difficult to take your dogs places than it is to take you somewhere, which is a bit stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I wish it was kind of easier, the process, but it's not impossible. So, yeah, take the doggos.
Yeah, we're not too keen on them having to get over-vaccinated. So for having to get vaccines to go there and then vaccines to go to Morocco again, for example, like we're not keen on that. So the least amount of vaccines that we can get, the better. So that is the sort of annoying thing, because we like to take the most natural route with the dogs possible. And the other main requirement is, when you're going on the ferries, you need muzzles, and when you're coming back to the UK, you need to make sure that they've had a tapeworm treatment. Yeah. But apart from that, I think when you're going on public transport and stuff, they need to be in a carrier. So Ubers, different buses and stuff, you need to put your dogs in a carrier. But other than that, it's just the same as the UK once you're there.
It's not that bad. Yeah, once you're there, it's a canter. It's like when you cross the border, it's just everything gets so much easier.
I was about to say as well, we did also have to end up going to the vets quite a lot while we were there, and we did not find that a bother at all. In fact, it was so much better than the UK, because
so much cheaper,
especially in Portugal. It was so cheap. And when I went to the emergency vet in Faro, I was like surprised at how cheap it was compared to the UK.
Yeah.
Did having a large vehicle cause us issues whilst being in Europe? And if we could go back, would we still pick the same size motorhome, or would we choose a smaller one?
100% would not change a thing. The RV is amazing. I love it so much. Like what it allows you to do, and it feels like a little home. It's so much space, perfect for working, perfect for living. Love it. I think more people should drive RVs, if I'm honest. and you can take it like so many places. We honestly didn't. I'm trying to think. There was maybe 1 or 2 roads where we're like, ooh, but we never got like stuck or had to turn round.
We did. We did one time. When we first went into France, I think it was, and we were trying to go for breakfast one day, and we didn't really plan out the route too far ahead.
That was like a retail
That
park.
was literally like our second day or something that we were in Europe. We didn't. I don't think we vlogged it because we were too stressed.
No, but all I did was like reversed out and then turned round. It was like simple.
I basically had to get out the RV and like stop the traffic and guide Michael back, and luckily it was fine.
You just need to like plan forward a little bit, but.
To be fair, we didn't even plan forward that much.
It's literally fine. Everyone's just so like paranoid or scared to like do it, but most motorhomes are like big motorhomes, like 8-9 meters anyway.
Yeah,
and ours
it's just because ours is a box. It looks way more like square and big than it is. But I think you are definitely a really good driver, so it's like a credit to you, because I would not be driving that anywhere. No. Everyone asks me if I'm going to take the test, and it's absolutely a no from me. So Michael, someone wrote a comment saying Michael throws that RV around as if it's a little mini, and I could not stop laughing. So whoever that was funny. What would we learn / what would we do differently?
What did we learn? That's a kind of hard question.
I know.
Learned so much like regarding the countries, and
I think we learned a lot about ourselves and like adapting to different cultures and environments.
I love it.
Learning the language. Like, it was a definite culture shock for me when we first got into Spain and we went to the north of Spain and no one was speaking Spanish. Michael like dove right in and was like happy to just start like talking and if no one understood him, he didn't mind. Whereas for me, I'm like, oh, it freaks me out. So that was like a big personal learning curve for me, I feel.
Do you know what I've learned as well? I've learned that I love travelling. And not just like our own country, but other countries. I actually love it.
Yep.
And I was thinking the other day, I would hate to go just back to a house again. Because I was like, what would happen if we just ended this year and like moved back into a house and still had like a cool life? But I was like, nah, that's like, I'm sitting pure thinking like, I don't know how anyone can do that. Like, I just want to...
And just go on one holiday a year like what we used to do. Yeah. Or if that.
No,
like
not even that, but just like, I love the fact that we can just like decide that we want to be somewhere else and we're out in nature or we're up north or down south. I'm like, this is actually such a cool life, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know, for some reason in your head you kind of build it up to be other things, but when you're living it and you're doing it, especially the way we're doing it in the RV and stuff, it's like, I love it. I think
but it's like, it's so cool, like, because I think after we got there, I had this realization, like, this isn't a holiday that we're on, this is actually just life now, and we get to go on a random Wednesday to see random, like, different places that we want to, if we choose to. So it's so cool that we, like, chose to do this, and, yeah, got to have those experiences. It was definitely mental. But, yeah, there's probably so much we'd learn, but it's hard to think. And in terms of the route that we went, I feel like we didn't plan it out too much, and we sort of just like went with the flow. If we found a place that we liked, we stayed there for longer. We just went with the feelings. So
yeah, it was perfect. I think
it was good. I wouldn't change it, and I would definitely go back to Spain and Portugal in the future again.
That we done it because we didn't have to rush about. So as Fern says, like if we liked a place, we said that before we went. We're like, see if we like somewhere, let's just chill, and we did that. And maybe the YouTube, like you guys were kind of like, right, hurry up and move on. We want to see other things, but
when we're in Malaga,
that's like life. Like we were working and we were traveling and meeting people, and sometimes it was nice just to chill. Like in Malaga, I loved that. It's like my favourite place. So therefore, I'm glad that I spent more time there. Same with like El Palmar, we spent a bit longer there. Mickey's place, and like, if we liked somewhere and felt good, then we're like, right, well, we've got plenty of time to see everywhere else, and we're happy doing that. So yeah,
and now I was saying to Michael earlier, and now we've got like homes in loads of different locations that we feel
homes and friends,
like places that we can go back to that feel like home. Like if we go back to that place in Malaga, it'll feel like home again because we spent Christmas there and we've got so many friends there. It's lovely, so it's really nice. Will we be travelling again, and if so, what are our future travel plans for the UK and going back abroad?
So at the end of this year, we're thinking around September time, then we will head back across and go to Italy and then possibly Greece and Turkey. Now, as you know, we're very go with the flow and see what happens, and I'm very much in that camp right now.
Yeah.
Because so much is happening in our lives and things are changing and things are happening, opportunities are arising. So yeah, I think that is the plan for now, and I really, really do want to do Italy because it just looks gorgeous. We've been to Venice and we absolutely adored it.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Italy is definitely on the list. And one thing which we are 100 million billion % sure of is we are not doing a winter in the RV in the UK.
No, we never want to be somewhere where we're having to switch on the heating and freezing.
I don't want to be in the UK anyway, but
No.
I definitely don't want to be here in an RV in the winter. That's like a non-negotiable. So I'd either have to rent somewhere but we'll be somewhere sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are planning on being in the UK over the summer months, just because it is very hot for us in Europe and for the dogs.
Yeah.
And there's loads of lovely places in the UK that we've not explored. We've never been to Wales before, so we'd love to do a bit of that. There's so many nice park ups like on beaches that I've seen, and I've like bookmarked all of them.
And if there's any events in that you guys are going to, then let us know while we're here, and we'll be happy to swing by. So yeah.
Or just any campsites that you recommend, because
Well.
I'm literally tagging them all on my maps.
Yeah,
and
send us
I love
the
doing that.
hidden goodies. I love good
And
things.
food places, because I always mark those down as well. As we say, we have no like concrete plans. We're just going with the flow. We don't know whether we're going to apply to a visa again or just do the Schengen
probably
shuffle, or
We're going to try
We'll
and apply
see.
to a visa. I think it's the best idea.
We'll keep you guys updated either way.
So thank you to all of you who came along on the Europe trip with us, and don't worry, there is 100% going to be more travel, and who knows, there might be some kind of mental travel in there as well. Like all those crazy countries that are over the other side of the world really appeal to me, so it looks really fun.
And I hope if anyone's planning a Europe trip that those questions that we answered have been helpful. And if you do have any more questions, then definitely drop them in the comments and we'll answer them down below. A reminder to make use of our wild code before it expires. If you liked the video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next week. No, I need to say that again.
Nah, you're doing that.
No.